Welcome everybody to today's video. We're going to talk about how to become a virtual CFO. So let's get started. All right, guys. So I wanted to walk you through what a virtual CFO is, how you can actually offer it as a service offering in your tax and accounting firm that's actually going to add an additional 6 figures to your revenue. Welcome. If you are new to me, quick introduction. My name is Krista Tyus, and I help tax and accounting professionals, enroll agents, CPAs, bookkeepers, as well as tax professionals utilize social media to get paid clients consistently and grow multiple 6-figure virtual firms. So if you're interested in learning more about how I can personally help you grow your tax and bookkeeping business, go ahead, check out the resources below this video. And also, if you're new to me, or if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I come out with weekly content. I would love to have you a part of my community. All right, so first, let's talk about what in the world is a virtual CFO, right? I literally, when I started my tax and bookkeeping business several years ago, I never heard that term. I never heard the term of CFO or controller. Most of the people that I work with, they aren't familiar with the term CFO. Maybe they've heard of it, but they really don't understand what the service actually entails. So I really want to walk through that today with you guys and how it actually can not only benefit you and your firm, but also benefit your clients as well. So first things first, let's go over some of the different types of services that you're going to be offering as a virtual CFO. One of the things that I have written here is budgeting. With small businesses, they don't really have a sound budget in place. Most small businesses are winging their expenses. They are living day to day, and they really have no sound financial plan. With you as the virtual outsourced CFO, you step in and you change that dynamic. You're actually helping them create a financial plan that's going to allow them to not only grow their business, but to also have greater net profits doing so. And so with this strategy, a big part of that is the budgeting process, right? And actually making sure that actual costs are adhering to the budget, right? And the budget is not set in stone. It's not, the 10 commandments, but it is a solid piece of document that you can utilize, a tool that you can utilize to help your clients really stay on track with their profit goals. The second thing that I have here is analysis. Now, most small businesses, if they already have a bookkeeper on staff, or maybe they have outsourced bookkeeping, or maybe you even do the bookkeeping for them, most bookkeepers are only providing a static profit and loss, a static balance sheet, and a static cash flow statement, right? Most business owners do not know or have the tools to analyze this information and actually garner very invaluable information from it that's going to help them make better decisions for their business. And so you as a CFO, you're actually running variable analysis. And with these variable analysis is going to allow you to strategically look at your clients' revenue as well as their expenses as a whole. You're going to be able to say, based upon this quarter compared to last quarter, or based upon this year compared to last year, here's some discrepancies. Here's where costs are rising. Here's where we can cut some expenses so that we can have better net profit margins. When your clients, they're, the business owners, when they're just receiving a static profit and loss, well, that's after the fact for that one particular period. You as a CFO, you're going to be coming in and actually helping them analyze more dynamic information in a way that's going to help them make better decisions for their business. And this is so invaluable because, you can't make a decision just off of October's profit and loss to figure out, where or what strategically is going on with the business. You need to look at a history. You need to have comparisons, right? And so you as a CFO, you're going to be equipped with this information, and you're going to have a high level of analytical skills that's going to allow you to analyze your client's financial picture and really help them make better and more strategic decisions that's going to have a greater impact on their bottom line. They're actually going to increase their net profit margins. The third thing that I have here is cash flow and projections. Similar to budgeting, you want to help your clients actually look to the future for cash flow. I love this quote that says, you can't predict the future, but you can greatly influence it. And you as a CFO, you are the influencer of your business client's future. You are helping them craft a future that is going to make them more of a sustainable business. You're going to help them have greater profitability. So the cash flow is really going to help your client identify where they need to make strategic decisions at, based upon their forecasted cash flow. Maybe they shouldn't be making certain buying decisions now because cash flow 30 days, 60 days from now are going to dip. You as a CFO, you're giving them greater insight into the future that they just don't have themselves. Whereas if they didn't have you, maybe they would have made a buying decision today that would have been almost detrimental to their business 90 days from now when their cash flow dipped. You as a CFO, you're actually analyzing their historical financial statements, you're comparing it, and you're actually looking to the future to say, based upon historical analysis, based upon the seasonality of your business, or the peaks and valleys of your finances, it's not a good time to make this decision because we're going to expect a shortfall 90 days from now. Or you can actually say, based upon the current rate that you're spending money, your burn rate, you are actually going to have a deficit 60 days from now, 90 days from now. When your client, when they're in the growth phase, they're just spending money. They don't realize that that income could fall short sooner or later. It can fall short fairly quickly in the future. One of the funniest stories that I've heard was about Jeff Bezos and his CFO, or one of his CFOs back in the day. Jeff Bezos was trying to be on, trying to really go on this mass domination, right? Of just short-term pain for long-term gain. Like he sacrificed the short-term profitability of Amazon with hopes that, the future profitability was going to greatly outweigh that. Well, his CFO actually analyzed the numbers, ran a few ratios, and said, Jeff, the amount of money that you are losing right now, the company won't be profitable for another 20 years. And Jeff, as a CEO, he's the visionary, right? The CEOs are the visionary. They're the strategists, right? They're the long-term thinkers. However, because they're so long-term with strategy, they can forego some of the short-term necessities that are required to build a sustainable business. He said that when that was brought to his attention that he wouldn't be profitable for another 20 years, he immediately shifted focus and he started focusing on more profitability in the short term as well as the long term. So as a CFO, you're coming in and you're giving your client this insight that they don't have time to really analyze themselves because they're so busy, creating the bigger picture for their companies. So a big part of the CFO is to take the CEO strategy and make sure that it's a financial sound plan, right? Does this make sense? Do we have the resources? Do we have the capacity? Do we have everything that we need to actually execute the CEO's plan? This is a pivotal role of the CFO. The other strategy is labor cost management, right? It goes without saying that labor is one of the, most expensive line items on your client's profit and loss statement, right? And so with that, your client really needs to understand, do they have the capacity to make certain hires? Do they have the capacity to actually increase wages or to offer certain fringe benefits? You're actually looking at your client's labor costs and you're helping them manage those costs so that they can continue to be profitable. When companies get in trouble, one of the very first things that they let go is their labor, right? Either they grew too fast and now they have excess labor, or one of the constraints on why companies can't grow as fast is because they don't have enough labor, right? And so you as the CFO, you can actually come in and strategically analyze your client's labor costs and help them make strategic decisions that's going to actually manage those labor costs. Another thing that I have here is debt planning and a reduction strategy, right? So Robert Kiyosaki, he says as well, he says the poor uses debt to stay poor and the rich use debt to get more rich, right? And so it's such an invaluable lesson just hearing that one little part, because yes, debt can be used as a very, profitable strategy. And you as a CFO, you need to really understand how your clients can effectively use debt to grow their business, right? On the alternative side, maybe your clients got into trouble, right? Maybe the economy shifted, they weren't prepared, and they actually had to take on debt. You as a CFO can actually help them reduce their debt liabilities and actually create a plan that can actually eliminate that debt, right? So you have the best of both worlds with regards to your CFO services, not only helping your clients strategically use debt for growth or helping your clients strategically reduce debt for growth. The other thing that, I have here is raising capital, right? And so a lot of people think that CFO services is for companies that are mature, companies that are established. And while it's true, CFO services can definitely be for startup companies. Most notably, CFO services are heavily used in the tech industry when a startup company is looking to raise capital, right? And so a CFO can actually come in and look to see, what are the cap tables? What types of class of stock is going to be offered for their first venture round of funding? They're looking at all these little nuances that the tech founders just aren't probably savvy on the financial acumen. And the CFO can actually come in and be part of the pitch meeting when they are soliciting for investor funds. The other thing that I have here, and most notably, really the last part, is the financial roadmap, right? So again, going back to Jeff Bezos, your CEOs are the strategists, right? They create the vision. And you as a CFO, you have to know how to properly execute that vision while maintaining profitability and the company's best financial interests. So another story of Jeff Bezos, if you guys don't know, Jeff Bezos is like my godfather, right? Like he's got that. I follow everything he does. One of the things that Jeff Bezos said, again, when he was growing, he asked his CFO, he said, how much money do we have for this major expansion? And the CFO was like, well, how much money do you need? And Jeff replied, how much money do you have, right? Because the CEO, they want to go in and they want to just grow. They're like lightning speed, mass domination, world domination in Jeff Bezos' viewpoint. And so he's like asking the CFO, like, how much money do you have, right? Like, let me know how much money you have that I can take and spend. But the CFO, you have to stay grounded, right? You have to know how to, combat your CEO respectfully, to where you are saying, yes, let's get this vision executed, but let's make sure that it's executed in a financially sound way that actually has the company's financials and its board of directors, its stakeholders, its customers' best interests at heart, right? And so this is the beautiful part about the CFO, is that you become a financial partner to the CEO. Because honestly, as business owners grow, they don't have too many people that they can turn to for sound financial advice. They can't go to their competitor and say, hey, how are you doing that over there, right? They can't go to their spouse, more than likely, to say, hey, what is the best strategy that we should, structure our financials, right? They can't talk to their clients, right? And they typically wouldn't talk to their board of directors, right? They need someone that has the knowledge and the expertise and the analytical skills to actually go to really brain dump all of the big strategies that they have in mind, and to garner sound advice to figure out how can these big long-term thinking strategies, or even short-term thinking strategies, how can they best be executed in the marketplace while maintaining and being wildly profitable, right? And you as a CFO, you're going to be in a prime position to have a lot of influence on your CEO, but positively, right? You should be helping your business clients increase their net profits, reduce their costs, and actually really build long-term sustainable businesses. You're helping them increase the valuation of the business by way of CFO services through these strategies. Now, this is a perfect segue into how much does CFO services cost. And you as the professional, you as the outsourced virtual CFO, how much should you be charging, right? Taking back to that example, if you are helping a business client strategically make decisions that is increasing their net profit margins, that is increasing their revenue, right? You're helping them grow. That is a very valuable service offering. And with that, the average CFO makes a minimum of $175,000 a year working for a corporate organization. Now, you as a virtual outsourced CFO, you could typically start your services for a smaller company at about, on the very low end, $500 per week. So on average, $2,000 to $2,500 per month for a smaller company. Now, this amount can go as high as $10,000 to $15,000 per month for virtual CFO services, again, depending on the size of the company and the company's objectives and goals that you are going to help them meet. With that in mind, we still price on value, right? We are still pricing our services on value, which is how I tell my clients to price their tax services, their bookkeeping services. So CFO services are no different. You want to price them on value. What is the value that you're bringing to the table for your business client? Okay. All right. So now that you understand what CFO services are, some of the, service offerings that you're going to be incorporating with virtual CFO services, how much money you typically can charge. Now you're probably like, okay, well, I'm excited now. How do I learn how to do this? The beautiful part is that yes, virtual CFO services can be an additional 6 figures to your revenue, right? So just imagine, even if you only gotten, 2 or 3 clients paying you $2,000 a month, that's a $24,000 per year client, and you get 3 of them, right? So that's well over $70,000 in revenue that you can add to your tax and accounting business just with 3 high value clients, right? And so let's look at just some options that you can take. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so again, I'm in partnership with Certifiable.com. They are a training marketplace really geared around helping tax and accounting professionals niche it down and increase their skills. So you can toggle here to the virtual CFO services. You can watch this little 2D animation video on virtual CFO services explaining more about what the service is. Pretty much everything that I just went over with you guys on today's video. Now, the course is $297, but because I am in partnership with them, you can actually use Krista, my name, during the checkout process to receive 50% off. So yes, you can get 50% off the virtual CFO services course. Okay, so let's actually go through and look to see what exactly does it look like on the inside, right? So what I'm going to do is click on Virtual CFO Accelerator. It's going to take us to the Buy Now button, and then you can apply the coupon code Krista right here and hit apply, and it's going to take off 50% off. So you're going to get it for $148.50. Okay. You're going to go ahead and pull in all your information. It tells you what's actually in this course, right? And so let's just pretend I just bought the course, and now I'm going to look to see what's on the inside of the course. So as soon as you purchase it, you're going to have immediate access to the Virtual CFO Training Accelerator course. So you're going to have a welcome video, a virtual CFO services overview, business mapping, right? This is something that you're going to do with your client when you first onboard them. You're also going to get into the interpreting and advising financial statements, how to reinforce your interpretation skills, because again, a big part of the CFO service is your ability to analyze your client's information, right? We're not just giving them a profit and loss and balance sheet and wishing them a good day. We're not bidding them a good day after that, right? You as a CFO, you have to help analyze, right? Cash flow, budgeting, right? So we're going to help you learn forecasting cash flow. Key performance indicators is a huge aspect of CFO services. What drives success for your client, right? So you want to understand that and help them track and measure that. Map out your business services, $15,000 plus per month, with your CFO service packages. You get your CFO report, how do you deliver your CFO information to your client, how to onboard your virtual CFO. We talk about additional CFO services such as risk management, benchmarking, cash management, banking relationships, and then you also get all of the virtual CFO document downloads. So you get the engagement letter, business mapping questionnaire, CFO pricing matrix, a CFO monthly checklist, and then the CFO services benefits list that actually helps you clearly articulate to your client why these services and how these services are benefiting their company and their organization in the long term. Now, you can take a final assessment, right? Make sure that you are analyzing your skills. You can get a certificate of completion once you finish this. And of course, go ahead and leave your feedback. And so that is the virtual CFO accelerator course, and that is with certifiable.com. And you can use the coupon code Krista to receive 50% off. Okay. Now, what questions do you guys have about this? Because virtual CFO services, I firmly believe, is one of the best ways to add an additional 6 figures to your revenue. And actually, once you think about, what's happening with the shift in the tax and accounting industry, there's so much software now, and there's so many more tech companies that are figuring out how to outsource bookkeeping. For instance, we just saw a Facebook ad for a company that is offering $49 per month bookkeeping services, right? Not to mention TurboTax offers like $50 for tax preparation. And you have other bookkeeping companies that are offering pennies on a dollar to do bookkeeping now. We can't compete with a company that's offering $49 for bookkeeping. You guys will go broke doing that. They're outsourcing that work to, India, to Pakistan, to the Philippines, which is why they can, offer those services so cheap. You and I, we cannot offer bookkeeping that cheap. So now, as a tax and accounting professional that is looking to build a long-term sustainable business yourself, you have to start increasing your skills so that you can offer more higher value advisory services, right? And this is where CFO services is going to come into play. You want to understand, what are CFO services, how to do it for your client so that you can attract these business clients. Yeah, let those $49 per month folks have the bookkeeping aspect, but you come in on strategy. You come in helping them increasing their net profit margins. You come in, increasing their profitability. You come in actually the financial hero, saving the day, actually helping them make strategic decisions during a down economy or a recession. That's something that they can't do offering $49 per month bookkeeping, but you offering CFO services, you are going to be in a prime position of influence and helping your clients be sustainable during this economy and whatever future economy we have a year, 2 years, 10 years from now. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Comment below any questions that you have. Again, if you want to work with me in my program, Tax and Accounting Clients on Demand, actually show you how to go out and get CFO clients, right? I am the marketing queen. And so I'm going to pop my program below. And it's called Tax and Accounting Clients on Demand. You're going to be able to sign up for it and work with me every single week for a year, helping you get clients consistently. All right, guys, have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.